Hello, everyone. I'm Connor Tyndall, joined again by Jacob Murphy.
What's up?
And welcome to Nostalgia Trip 2, I think it is.
Well,
Uh,
it's supposed to be 3.
2 or 3.
Two got lost somehow,
Yeah,
but it never uploaded.
If we find 2, then this is 3. Anyways, today, in case you guys didn't know, in case this is your first one or whatever, Nostalgia Trip, basically, we just came into class one day, and we were talking about stuff that the younger staff members didn't really pick up on, and we just thought, hey, we should talk about this on the internet because I guess that's how things work.
We're just trying to come up with podcast ideas because we do our current events podcast, but it's bi-weekly things. So we need to come up with another bi-weekly thing and do in between those weeks. So we came up with this to just talk about the good old days, I guess. Life was easy. Life was fun. So yeah, we were trying to come up with podcast ideas, and no one understood what we were talking about because we do our current events podcast bi-weekly, and we needed another bi-weekly thing because we wanted to put out a podcast every week, and we didn't want to do the current events one weekly. So we came up with this, talk about our good old days, back when we were children and didn't have very stressful lives. Very stressful lives.
So, what's on your mind today?
For some odd reason, when we walked into the studio, trying to come up with stuff to talk about, that old show Lizzie McGuire popped up in my head.
I didn't watch that, so
Yeah,
I can't talk about Lizzie McGuire. You know what I did watch when I was a kid? Hawaii Five-0.
You can't
But
that's
that's not really a kid's. Yeah.
It's not nostalgic either because they come out with new episodes every week.
What about
still
like
a thing.
Power Rangers? Dude, did you watch Power Rangers?
I was that kid that watched Power Rangers and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and all
Wait,
that
there was
stuff.
a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle show?
I don't think so. Wait. There's an animated one.
There was a movie.
No, there's an animated TV show. There's a show. It wasn't as good as the movies.
I've never heard of that.
Well,
That's weird.
There were the movies that came out in the 90s.
Yeah.
Right, and then there was that.
There was like the early 2000s
there was that,
one.
There was
CGI.
that CGI one that came out in like 2007.
And then the last 2 live action ones came out like a few years ago.
Yeah.
And they're actually not that bad.
Yeah, they're not bad.
So
with Megan Fox, right, and that guy from Arrow.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, Power Rangers. And like I remember I would watch Power Rangers and I would go to the family desktop and I would go to jetx.com and I would play the Power Rangers racing game.
Yeah. Oh no. What was it?
And like the ads on jetx.com weren't like actual ads, they were just like ads to go watch Power Rangers.
Yeah, they were ads for themselves.
Yeah.
They were advertising.
It was like
unless you thought if you thought it was just like a gaming website.
It was like
they're
Roblox,
like, hey, no, this
dude.
is like a TV show.
Yeah.
You can go watch it.
Oh, dude, speaking of Roblox, you remember Roblox? Remember when like that was first picking up speed?
Roblox is never my thing. I didn't understand.
Dude,
I thought
Roblox
it was
is
because
brilliant.
everyone when we were kids played with Legos, and I thought Legos were stupid. I hated them. I was not a Lego guy. I was
fun,
a
dude.
very impatient child.
Yeah.
So if it didn't work out, I would just get mad.
Yeah, but they're Legos, dude. Like
Yeah, Legos are, iconic, and now there's a movie.
Lego movie's not really
nostalgic,
nostalgia, dude.
There's a movie out about Legos now, and Legos were a big thing when we were kids, but I wasn't a huge fan of them. I didn't like Legos. I couldn't, if I had like the playset things, they're supposed to build something specific.
so like that's why you didn't like Roblox?
I just thought Roblox was dumb. I just didn't get it. I just thought it was really stupid.
You're dumb. Think Roblox is dumb?
I don't like Minecraft either.
Dude, you have to like Minecraft.
No, I don't.
You're not allowed to not like Minecraft.
Yeah, Minecraft is stupid.
That's nostalgia, dude. I remember when that came out for the first time.
First came out.
And I was like, yo.
It was only on PC.
It came out on my birthday.
It was only on PC. Didn't it just reach its 15th anniversary?
Yeah, last year. It turned I think 20 last year or something. I don't know.
I'm not sure when Minecraft. Not Minecraft. Yeah, Minecraft. came out. God, my brain just quit working today. I don't know why. Just
but
also, plus we're coming off of spring break. If anyone knew, so
that's not an issue for me.
it's our second day back, so I'm kind of, my brain is trying to rewire. You don't remember Lizzie McGuire?
No.
Lizzie McGuire was
That was
like
Disney?
Yeah, it was a Disney show with the actor's name wasn't Lizzie McGuire, but I forget her. She was like one of the only Disney Channel stars from when we were kids that didn't go absolutely insane.
Yeah, the only Disney shows I remember from being a kid was watching Hannah Montana with my sister, watching Sweet Life of Zack and Cody and Sweet Life on Deck with my sister.
Do you remember Zoe 101?
I think that's it. I didn't watch that. No.
You didn't watch Zoe 101?
Nope.
Oh my God, how? Zoe 101 was so good.
And then,
Zoe 101 was like a TV show about it was originally an all boys boarding school, and they just started to let girls in, called like Pacific Coast Academy in like LA. It's supposed to be like
what?
It was about a boarding school. It used to be all boys, and this was the first year they were letting in girls. That was like the whole premise of the thing. And the only reason the show went off the air is because the main actress who played Zoe, who's Britney Spears' sister, by the way. I forgot her name. She ended up getting pregnant in real life, and so that's why the show ended.
Dang.
It was a good show.
Dude.
I don't know how you didn't watch that.
Do you remember Jimmy Neutron? I didn't watch it personally, but like I would watch it occasionally, if like the TV was left on or something.
Time out. You didn't watch Jimmy Neutron?
Not really, no. I didn't really watch TV.
How do you not watch Jimmy Neutron? I mean, Jimmy Neutron was crazy. It was a.
But
did the movie or the TV show come out first?
The show.
I don't, because I saw somewhere that the movie came out first.
Jimmy Neutron, like the reason it was doing really well, like you were just talking about, it did really well. But the reason it was like canceled is because the like studio that did the animation and like had all the animation assets and stuff flooded. Oh. And all of it was lost, and that's why the last like 1 or 2 seasons are sort of like lower quality. And then after that they just like canceled it because
Jimmy Neutron was a TV show about I think he was in elementary school. He was in like the 5th grade, but he had genius level intellect, and so he built a robot dog named Goddard or something like that.
Doesn't he literally have a time machine?
No, he didn't have a time machine. He had a rocket ship. He could like
got a blast.
He could like fly to the moon and stuff. But he was like and his parents had no idea because they were both idiots.
Yeah.
But do you
His dad was pretty stupid.
Remember the Jimmy Neutron and Fairly Odd Parents crossover? You don't remember? Do you remember any crossover episodes? Jeez, crossover episodes.
Big McThankies from McSpankies.
What?
You don't remember that Jimmy Neutron episode?
No. I remember the one where all the pants came to life.
Hold on.
But you don't remember any? Do you remember any crossover episodes?
Ben 10 Ultimate Alien and Generator Rex crossover episode on Cartoon Network.
I don't remember that.
It was like 2000 and like
I don't remember that. I don't remember that one.
What? What? That was like the biggest crossover ever, dude. No, Generator Rex was like the best show. And then Ben 10 was like the best show. And then they did a crossover, dude.
What is Generator Rex?
What? How do you not know what Generator Rex is?
I don't.
He was the teenager. So there was it was called the nanite incident, where basically they did something wrong when they were making the nanites, and it caused like an explosion that spread them throughout everything on the planet.
I don't remember. That was a Cartoon Network thing.
Yes.
I don't remember a lot of Cartoon Network shows.
And because like his parents were the ones who originally made the nanites or something, and like so like he has their DNA. He can like control them and stuff, and he can make machines, like he can make like giant like fists or like a giant sword or like a jetpack, like that sort of thing.
So like Inspector Gadget.
Yeah, except he's like way cooler. And he's like 17.
So it's Inspector Gadget.
He's like 16 or 17.
Do you remember the Inspector Gadget movie?
I didn't like it. I watched the first one and I
It
was
was
just like,
they
this
weren't
is
good.
weird.
They weren't good, but they were. It was Inspector Gadget, because Inspector Gadget was that old old animated show from like the 70s or something, and they came out with a movie with Matthew Broderick. We can talk about Cartoon Network shows I do remember. Do you remember Courage the Cowardly Dog?
And he can just like build these machines off of his body, and like, but he's like a super like angsty teen at the same time, and it was like the best show ever. And then you know Ben 10. I really hope you know Ben 10.
I know Ben 10.
Okay.
I
But,
had
like,
the.
So
I had
you remember
the,
Ben 10 Ultimate Aliens?
I had the gauntlet thing.
Yeah, I mean, the
like,
Omnitrix.
Yeah, that thing.
Hell,
So
dude.
Ben 10 was this thing where he was kind of like Green Lantern. Now that I
Dude,
think about it, he
I
found
I have the Omnitrix watch face like on my
yeah.
fucking.
He found it. It looked like a
on
watch.
my smartwatch now.
Like fell out of the sky, and he went over to it and it like attached himself to his arm, and it looked like a
Yeah,
watch.
it changes your DNA into like other aliens, so you have like
They
have
were-
their powers.
They
and
were
stuff.
aliens or monsters, but he would like turn it, and he would slam down on it. He would turn into like a 4-armed monster or something. It was insane.
They were other aliens
They were alien. That was
because
it.
it like stored alien DNA in it.
Wasn't it a?
It was
I
for
remember-
like
it was alive.
it was like a research
It
device.
wasn't. It
wasn't alive.
Oh, I thought it was alive or something.
No, but like Azimuth, like the creator, explains it towards like the end of the first one.
That was one of the few Cartoon Networks.
But yeah,
I didn't watch a lot
they
of
made
Cartoon
Ben
Network.
10, and then Ben 10 ended, and everybody was like
Didn't they come up with a follow up?
yeah, everybody was like, why did it end like that? Like, well, you can't just like end it there. So they made Ben 10 Alien Force. They came back and made Ben 10 Alien Force, which is like, because he's 10 in the first one.
He was older, right?
Yeah, he's Ben Tennyson is his name, and he's got 10 original like the original Omnitrix had 10 aliens, and he was 10 years old. That was like the whole thing with the show.
Yeah, the whole 10 thing.
But Ben 10 Alien Force he was like 16 or like 15 or 16, and he didn't have the Omnitrix for like 5 years, and then like he finds it again because like another alien crisis happens, and so he finds it again and he gets an upgrade, and then after that, when that ended, the season finale for Ben 10 Alien Force fed into the first episode of Ben 10 Ultimate Alien, where he gets another upgrade. And yeah,
I missed the old Cartoon Network. It was so. Do you remember Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends? Oh, I love that show.
Yes,
it was
I do.
so good.
that was so good.
There's
And remember the game on the computer where like you had to go around and do like the chores around the mansion, and you would get like different stuff.
Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends was basically this mansion run by this older lady for forgotten imaginary friends.
Yeah,
And it was
because in that universe, the imaginary friends like actually like became sentient creatures when you imagined them.
Like the only humans in it were the older lady and her grandson, and the main characters are like his imaginary friend who was like this like
Blue.
Who was
Are you talking about Blue? Yeah.
he was like angry blue like floating ghost looking thing.
Well, he was always like getting into trouble and stuff.
Remember there was one who was really tall. He was a basketball player
Yes.
with one arm.
Yes.
But for some reason one of his arms was cut off at like the elbow for some reason.
I
I missed the old Cartoon Network. It was so good.
Do you remember Eduardo?
No.
the big like purple like bull.
Oh yeah. I remember.
And he was like an idiot.
Remember the thing it was called in that show was it? He was like, I like chocolate milk.
Cheese.
Cheese. He was like the weird.
The most annoying
He was like
character
the
in
weird
any show.
character that everyone avoided. No one wanted to talk to.
Well, yeah, it's because he was like the imaginary friend of like the annoying of the guy's little sister,
Ah, that's
who
right.
is like just as annoying. And yeah.
Yeah.
And like the older lady who like owned the house, her imaginary friend like who like ran the mansion. He was
Yeah.
like the giant rabbit in the suit and stuff.
Yep. It was kind of like Batman's butler, but a rabbit.
Yeah,
It was super weird. Do you remember Courage the Cowardly Dog?
I didn't watch that one.
Oh, Courage the Cowardly Dog. Now, talk about a weird show. It was about Courage, who was a dog who lived in a place called Nowhere, which was one house in the middle of a desert with his owners, and one of them's name was Eustace, and he was really angry, and he hated the dog. and Muriel, who Kurt like tried to protect. And it was like it gave me like nightmares. It was like the Twilight Zone but animated.
Yeah, they were in the middle of the desert.
Middle of the desert.
That's really weird.
There's nothing else around, so like the creepy part of the show was like there's supposed to be no more than like 300 miles of them, and then like random things like knock on the door and try to attack them. This is a kid show. This is a children's television series.
Are you serious?
I swear. Another weird.
Maybe that's why I didn't watch it.
Another weird one was The Weird Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Do you remember that show?
Kind of.
So it was
like I didn't
Mandy,
watch it, but like I know what you're talking about.
It was two little kids, Mandy, who had like blonde hair and she was really angry, and then there was her idiot little brother Billy. And their best friend was the Grim Reaper. And he walked around, the skeleton
yes, I
with
do
the
remember
scythe.
that one. Yes.
I remember that show being
his
really
best
weird.
friend was the Grim Reaper. And
yeah,
stuff.
their best friend was the Grim Reaper. So they went on like adventures to like hell basically because he was the Grim Reaper. There's so many good Cartoon Network shows. Ed, Edd and Eddy.
Total Drama Island.
There were so many. Total Drama shows. Total Drama Island. It was just called Total Drama.
Then Total Drama Island. Then Total Drama Action. Then Total Drama World Tour.
I just remember not liking that show because it was like they threw up all the time in the show,
Yeah,
and I
that was
wasn't
the
a huge
whole
fan of that
joke,
stuff.
and I was just
it
like,
was
what
stupid.
I was like, what?
It was like a.
Was that Nickelodeon or was that?
No,
Cartoon
it was Cartoon Network.
Okay.
It was supposed to be a spoof of Survivor.
Yeah,
basically,
but like for kids.
Yeah, there were teenagers on this reality show on this island. No, like even if the host, I remember the host just being a jerk.
He like died, and like turned into a zombie like at the like after one of the seasons.
But I remember on Total Drama, they were, no matter what they did to win, like they'd go through these challenges. They'd be like, "Yeah, I won." He'd be like, "But really, you lost," and like an anvil would fall out of the sky or something. I just remember them being injured a lot.
Yeah.
And one character being like unnecessarily sexual for some reason, even though again, children's television show.
Dude, remember that show? I think it aired for one season. It was called Symbionic Titan on Cartoon Network.
No. Do you remember the show about something called like the Teenage Robot or something?
Yes.
And it was like a robot teenager.
That was oddly sexual for a kid's show.
She had a human boyfriend.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It was really weird. I didn't like that show either. Oh, what was the one? Invader Zim. By far the best one.
Yes, I remember
Invader Zim.
I remember watching that with my sister.
It was a little alien named Zim who was like
he was
trying to take over the world or something.
But like nobody so his race is like planet invaders and they like conquer for like their empire.
Yeah.
But like he was like really young.
Yeah,
nobody would take him seriously.
No one took him seriously because he was like 2 feet tall.
Yeah. He was still like a kid.
Yeah.
And so like they just like sent him off. They're like, oh, we don't even know if there's a planet here. So they're like, go conquer this planet in the name of the empire. And he was like, yes, I finally have my chance. And they sent him to Earth. And so the whole show is about him trying to conquer Earth.
Did he live with a
human
family, or he was like found by a human family?
He was neighbors to like this like conspiracy theorist like kid that was like the same age, and that like knew he was an alien, but nobody would believe him. And like the whole show was just him trying to conquer Earth while he tried to like expose that he was an alien.
And for some reason, I remember the alien would go to like elementary school with the neighbor kid
because he was like, I have to blend in.
Yeah, he's like, I have to blend in. But he had that robot that I'm forgetting the name of.
Gur. They were supposed to be called Sir, which is like something intelligence robot.
Yeah.
Not the S doesn't stand for something. It was
just
like
Sir.
It was like, yeah, but it was like Sir, and they were like red. They had like red eyes, and they were just like red themed. But they gave him Gur, which was like.
It was like messed up.
It was like a dumb version of
There's
Sir.
supposed to be these like 6 feet tall like conquering robots like they have in like like a good alien would have. But this one was messed up and shorter.
No, they were all the same size.
Right?
Yeah, they were all the same size. It's just this one was like really stupid.
And he was too nice.
Yeah, he was too nice and like too like goofy.
Zim would try to get him to do stuff and he didn't want to like hurt anyone, so he wouldn't listen. I loved that show. It was so
funny.
good.
Yeah. But it got canceled.
And Zim would like. He tried not to hide sometimes. He'd be like, I'm trying to conquer the earth.
Oh, yeah. Zim didn't hide it at all. And Dib was like trying to expose it. And everybody was like, haha, you're funny. And like, you're just a conspiracy theorist.
Everybody's like, oh, you're just some, kid who's crazy and believes in aliens.
You're just a crazy kid. Dude.
And has a really weird friend who thinks he's an alien.
Yeah.
Because, they were supposed to be in like the second grade.
Yeah.
Well, Zim was an alien. This kid was in the second grade.
It's hilarious.
Such
and
a
then
good
it got
show.
canceled.
Why did all the good ones get canceled?
Because yes.
Do you remember this computer game with all the Cartoon Network cartoons? And it was like you were a Cartoon Network cartoon, and there were copies, like evil copies of them. It was this really like expansive thing. I only vaguely remember it, and I have no idea what it's called. It was kind of like Wizard 101, if you remember that show, that game.
Fusion Fall?
No, Wizards 101.
No, Cartoon Network, the Cartoon Network universe.
Yeah.
Fusion Fall.
Oh, that's what it was called. I just remember playing that game constantly.
I played the crap out of that game.
It was one of the first games ever that was
I bought the membership before it became free.
It was like pay to play.
No, it was you could play for free, but you could only play half of the story for free, and then the other half you had to pay for.
I remember beating half of it,
but
it was like $15
it wasn't a
rest.
membership. It was just like you bought it, and like you unlocked the rest of the game. It was like buying the game.
Yeah.
And which is why I was fine with it, and like I bought it. But then, like, a year or two later, after you bought it, they made the whole game free.
I just remember stopped playing because I had to buy it, and I asked my mom if we could buy it so I could finish it. But she was one of those. It was like when laptops becoming more common, and she was really worried about computer viruses. Because my
mom said the same thing when we were buying it.
My brother was known for like free downloading like really sketchy computer games, and they would get viruses. So when I wanted to download stuff and I'd ask my mom, she always said no, because like, your brother downloaded this game and had a virus. I'm like, this one doesn't have, I swear it doesn't have a virus. And then she'd get all mad.
Yeah, dude, Fusion Fall was like, I played that for so long, and then it got to the point where they stopped taking care of it. Like, they just forgot about it, and like it shut down. But there's actually, you can Google it now. There's actually a fan remake of the game that's being released soon.
It was crazy. It had like missions. It was so good.
Oh yeah, it was an open world. It was like a AAA open world game that you would buy for $60 today. Yeah. But it was a free.
It was free on CartoonNetwork.com.
Yes. You just had to make an account and make a character.
Yep. Because you were like.
And you could like get different. You would upgrade, get different skills, upgrade your character, get better gear. It was basically like World of Warcraft, honestly.
Basically,
for kids, yeah. And it was like the Cartoon Network universe, which was really cool. And it had its own storyline. It had its own really in-depth storyline. Mm-hmm. Like it kept continuity.
Yeah, like
continuity really well.
You were like sucked into a TV, and you had to help the Cartoon Network characters
you were
under
like a
attack
resident.
or something.
You were a resident of like the town of like Cartoon Network, because it was just like a regular town that had all the Cartoon Network people in it. You were just like a resident there, and then like the fusion people came, and they like took over the town and like infected everything. But
this game. Yeah,
dude, there's actually a fan remake. It's called Fusion Fall Legacy if you're looking to play it at home.
All right, well,
I don't know if it's out yet, but it will. They did say it will release soon. 100% free. And yeah, that's all the time we have for today, folks.
We've officially run out of time.
Yeah.
So tune in next week for our current events podcast, which will be next week, and also listen to Zach and Grant's Fast and Curious podcast.
Yep.
So tune in next week. I hope you had a good time. I'm Jacob. He's Connor.
And we will see you guys in 7 days.
Yes, sir.